welcome to the Dice Tower. I'm Tom Vassell.
Jason Levine.
Alrighty. Well, we're the only people here in the studio because the Dice Tower staff has off this week. It's Christmas vacation. I took my vacation last week, so I'm here. And
I haven't taken a vacation because I'm busy. I've been very busy the last couple days.
Jason has taken many vacations this year, so do not feel even 1 ounce sorry for him.
That's true.
You just were on vacation like 2 weeks ago.
I was at PAX.
Before PAX.
I was at my sister for Thanksgiving.
That's vacation.
That's holiday.
Anyway, we're not English. Vacation and holiday. Anyway. Alrighty, folks. Well, welcome to Q&A. If you come live, our Q&As, a lot of times we do Q&As that are specifically about nothing, really. This one is specifically about the cruise, although we might get to other things as time goes by, but we want to start with the Dice Tower Cruise, which is 2 weeks from, well, it's less than 2 weeks,
2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah, 2 weeks from yesterday. So that is coming up. It's the earliest we've ever done a cruise, sort of. We did them in December before. In fact, yeah. I was looking at our cruises. I have all the cruises on my app here because they've all been on Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
There we go. History. I can look at that. So our first cruise was in 2016.
Yes.
Independence of the Seas, which we then went on in 2017, and then 2019. We didn't skip a year. We just moved from December to January, so it felt like we skipped a year. Oh, and then 2020, we were also in Independence of the Seas. Yeah. So we were in Independence of the Seas 4 years in a row. Yeah. Then, of course, 2021 was hard to get in that year.
2022 officially.
2022 was the next one.
The Allure. That was when we moved to the big ship.
And then we went down to a smaller ship in 2023, Explorer of the Seas, then back to the big ship Oasis in 2024. And then in 2025, we will be on the Symphony of the Seas, which is an Oasis-class ship. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with the thing everyone's going to talk about if you're watching for this. The biggest thing is that there's been quite a few changes to our cruise. So the story is, I mean, not the story, but what happened is there was some sort of incident. Some incident happened at the San Juan docks, which made the San Juan docks unusable. And they've been trying to fix that, and so they keep waiting. It's not fixed yet. I want to be really clear in this situation, there is no bad guy. I promise you, Puerto Rico wants the millions of dollars that cruise ships bring in. The cruise lines want to go there. Because when you change a port like that, so San Juan, which was on our thing, gets changed, it's not just instead of going here, we'll go here. Because there is dozens of ships going to San Juan each week, and so they all have to move around. And because of location, so we were going to San Juan and St. Martin. They're right close to each other. So if you don't go to one, then if you go to St. Martin, where else can you go? You'll say, well, let's move over here. And it's not as easy as that sounds. These cruise lines are juggling everything. There's a lot going on. So they've changed our schedule tremendously. We're still going to the best port of all, which is Coco Cay. Yes. Straight up, okay? Coco Cay is by far the best port. I love everything about Coco Cay. And then we're going to Labadee, which, as a side note, some people are going, Haiti's dangerous. This is not really part of Haiti. It's a private area that they have surrounded with. It's just a private area. You'll be perfectly safe there. Yes. And then the third place we're going to is
Dominican Republic, which we've never been to.
Yeah, so that's kind of exciting. And I looked up the excursions and stuff in Dominican Republic, and there's a lot of really cool stuff with waterfalls and things like that.
In the app? They haven't added it yet.
No, I just looked them up online.
Okay, because I'm like, they told me that they're working on getting excursions, but they have to get tour operators first, and then they're going to get excursions put in for Dominican Republic. Obviously, for Labadee, because it's their private island, they put everything in, and they gave 40% off of everything in Labadee. So if you had booked like a Black Friday sale, just know you're getting an even better Black Friday sale, because on Black Friday it was 30% off. They've given 40% off of all the Labadee stuff.
Right. So we are adjusting our own schedule. We have printed the schedules already, which are now going to be incorrect. So we'll have other schedules and stuff for you when you get there. But the fact of the matter is, the games are still going to be on the ship. All right, we have the game library. It's already packed and ready to go out here. Which is sad, because Jason and I want to play some of those games. And we can't.
We could unwrap a shelf and rewrap it. And
we will not be doing that. we'll display new stuff. There's new stuff hanging around.
Yes.
As a side note, and don't spoil this if you know,
I know. I think I know what you're talking about, but
I will have a game on the cruise that no one has seen in the world yet.
yes,
It will show up halfway through the cruise.
yes, it'll be very thematic to the cruise as well.
Okay, stop. That's enough.
And that's enough.
My heart goes on.
Yes, it's called Titanic, the board game part 2.
Anyway, but we have a ton of games. We've really wreaked havoc in the library, got rid of games people weren't playing, added a ton of new stuff. The People's Choice Top 10 from last year is in the library. Our top 10s mostly are in the library, not everything. Some games like
my 18X game is not in the library.
1930, did I not put that in?
No, the Railways of the Lost Atlas.
I don't even have that one, that's why. But we have 18XX games in the library. So the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of stuff that you can get in the library and play games. So so again, we're trying to do everything we can to make this better. You're going to have an amazing time. You have a time on a cruise of what you make of it, honestly, anyway.
Yes, and I just found out as well, we're talking about Dominican Republic, when we get off at the actual port, where they have the shops and everything, they have a lazy river right in the port. You don't even have to leave anywhere in Dominican Republic. You can just jump in a inner tube and go sit on the lazy river. That's pretty cool. Looking for questions, and we're going to see what we have. We've shifted. Obviously, we're trying to shift our show. Our show was supposed to be on Friday when it was a sea day, but now we're trying to get it shifted to Thursday. I'm still working with Royal Caribbean on that, so we'll have more answers once they give me all the details. And I will send out more information along the way, so that way everyone knows what's going on before we get there.
What are our New Year's Eve plans? So my New Year's Eve plans are the same as they always are, which is I'm running an event at my church where I do a game show. I do we shoot off a bunch of fireworks.
Tons of them.
We eat some food. We eat key lime pies, and then we're done by 9:30 usually. It doesn't go particularly late because then we all go home for midnight and everything. I don't stay out till midnight as much. If you happen to be in the Miami area very early for the cruise, email me at tom@dicetower.com and I'll give you more information if you want to show up.
I think there's a few people who are staying at the hotel coming before New Year's Eve, and yes, we'd love to have you down there if you can make it down.
Then, let's see here. Is the library open 24 hours? Yes, sort of. So the library it takes a bit for us to get it open. We also will shut it down during the opening and closing. Well, we shut it down during the opening game show because we're running an event in that room right afterwards.
Yeah, I know the exact hours to shut down. You want me to run through them?
Well, no, we'll have that listed on the site. I'm just saying that once the library is open,
it's open. So here's the deal. Basically, from 7 to 8 in the morning, Tom will be in there with some very helpful volunteers, putting all the games back that are left on the table because we don't keep anyone in there overnight. We're not going to make people have to stay in the room overnight. But the library is open until 1 for physical checkouts using the scanning system. In between the 12 and 1 o'clock hour, we have some people, also amazing volunteers, that are assigned to basically reshelf all the games as they're coming in, but then obviously some games will come in after 1. Those could just be left on the desk. And between 1 and 7, what we're telling everyone is, if you take out a game, do not bring it out of the conference room, play it there. There will be tables at that hour. You don't have to go to the Windjammer at that hour. Just stay in the conference room, play the game, put it back on the shelf. This way we don't lose track of where our games are. But you can play games basically 24/7, except for there's going to be 2 times. One is the first night for the show. We have a show at 8 o'clock at night in the ice rink. And the second one is for our live show, which is the one that we're trying to move to day 5, now that day 5 is the sea day. And that's going to be from 2:30 to 4:30. It'll probably end before 4:30, but it'll be starting at 2:30 in, as of right now, the Royal Theater, but it may move to a different venue. We're not sure. When I have the details, I will tell everyone. But just,
I mean, honestly, you guys don't need to know those details beforehand. Worry about that when you get on the ship.
Yeah.
Someone says, if I land at 11:44, please tell me you're not flying at 11:44.
Landing at Miami Airport at 11:44. So if you get your luggage by 12:30, the cruise port from the Miami Airport is about 15-20 minutes, assuming
it wasn't the other day, by the way.
Assuming no traffic.
Assuming they don't shut that tunnel down.
Or assuming they don't shut the tunnel.
They shut that tunnel down again. And that adds an extra hour.
It does. But you should be there by 1. The church service is at 2, so you should be fine. The way we do registration is it's going to be in the Royal Theater. And when you walk into the Royal Theater, come in on deck 4, and the first thing you're going to see is me and Tom out there. We're going to have program books we're handing out, and then you're going to go all the way to the stage. You're going to get your badge holder, your T-shirt, these T-shirts that I'm wearing. You're going to get a bunch of stuff.
People can't see it. You need to stand up.
Oh, this T-shirt with Tina's awesome design, and then after that, you can go and play games. At 2 o'clock, we shut down registration when we do the church service, and we bring everything back to the conference room. So if you don't make it by 2, you could check in the conference room, and we'll still be doing check-in in the conference room to make sure everyone gets their badges and everything.
Hey, when are we going to be on the ship?
We personally are going to be on the ship like 10-something in the morning, whatever time we're the first ones who get on the ship when they actually open the ship.
So when did we say registration opens?
11.
Okay, 11. All right, here's the thing. If you're watching this, please come to registration as soon as possible. Every year, there's people who don't come, they wander and do other things, and that's great, go enjoy ship, but the faster you do registration, the better off you make it for everybody else, because we can then get it done. If you come to the library later on, and I get some people, there's no choice about that, but just messier, and we have a harder time getting you your shirts and stuff, just better to come to registration.
Yeah, and we're going to have a giant cake with our new, are we allowed to say what the theme is yet?
Cryptids.
With our new cryptids theme, there's like as you can see from the Cthulhu on my shirt, and the cake is going to show off basically our new everything. So you're going to get to see the new design before the Kickstarter launches, which is pretty cool.
Is there any chance that the travel agency or something is going to get us some onboard credits in exchange for those different ports? We signed up for the board games, but the ports are what really made us decide to sign up, so onboard credit will go our way to making up for that. Here's the deal, folks. I'm sorry that the ports changed, but you can't ask the travel agency. Again, they had nothing to do with that. And we had nothing to do with it. And Royal Caribbean had nothing to do with it. It's San Juan. So I don't know why you would want any of the other people to pay money for that. That's not fair to us. You know, it was not fair to the travel agent. Why should they pay money for it? It's not a fair situation to anyone all around. But you're not losing any money. You're going to get refunded for anything that you had planned. And almost all the things you had planned, not all, and I understand not all, but they're available in some manner or fashion at other ports. You want to go snorkeling? There's snorkeling at Coco Cay. There's snorkeling at Labadee. And
it's 40% off. So I think what the cruise line, because they're not offering us onboard credit. I had a call this morning with them just a few minutes ago, and they said they can't give onboard credit for the ship for this because it is in the contract that says ports are subject to change.
And they waited to the last minute because they didn't want to change.
Yes.
They weren't waiting in the last minute to be jerks or anything. They were hoping that this port would get fixed. And again, like I said before, this is not anyone's fault, but it's also not a bad thing.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you're coming on a Dice Tower cruise to go to a specific port, I don't know that that's the right reason to come. We'll go to cool ports, but the reason to come is because you're meeting up with gamers and playing games at these ports and playing games on the ship and going to cool ports. And we're still going to 3 different ports.
Yes, and they told me Labadee is 40% off, so if you go and sign up for things in Labadee right now, you'll get the 40%. Dominican Republic, they're supposed to give a discount. They haven't given it yet because they haven't actually hired out the vendors for the excursions. But they're trying to do whatever they can, which is giving discounts off shore excursions to make everyone as right as they can be, because a lot of people bought them on Black Friday.
Will there be a place to do laundry in the cruise? You can get laundry done, but I don't recommend it. It's expensive.
Yes.
You pay per item, so just keep an eye on that. Will there be a church service on the cruise? Yes, that's at 2 o'clock. I'll be running it. It will be between 30 and 45 minutes.
Yep.
What is going into my mac and cheese this year? Are you talking about my mac and cheese I'm making for Christmas? That would be...
Mac and cheese? When did this mac and cheese thing happen?
Well, I decided to make mac and cheese. So my Christmas meal tomorrow, I'm doing Christmas Eve. I'm doing Christmas with my in-laws who will never watch this, and their meal's terrible. Okay? But it really is. They can't cook to save their lives. So Christmas Eve is mine for my family, and I'm making mac and cheese with lobster.
Ooh.
Fresh lobster. And then I'm going to have Caesar salad on the side, roasted Brussels sprouts on the side, and I'm also cooking up a mess of shrimp. So my kids are happy.
That does sound like a good meal. Mac and cheese.
I make really good mac and cheese nowadays.
I've never had your mac and cheese. You know that?
That's because you've skipped Thanksgiving the last several years. I've been making it. I make crab mac and cheese for...
It's been on Thanksgiving too?
Yeah, it's my new main side dish.
I need to not visit my sister for Thanksgiving anymore. They'll make it easier.
Yeah, there is key lime on the ship. Look, Jason is a huge food snob, unfortunately. Okay?
I like food. And
I am not a food snob, except I'm pretty snobby about key lime pie. I think the key... And hopefully Royal Caribbean's not watching this. I love the food in Royal Caribbean. I think their food is great, but their key lime pie is not something I would order. If you've never had key lime pie, you can probably order it and be fine. We can't bring key lime pie on the ship because you can't bring food like that on the ship. But there are so many good desserts on the ship, I don't care. Like, sometimes I'll go to the main meal area, get a meal, and then they're like, would you like dessert? And we're like, I look at the desserts, I'm like, nah. Then I go by the Windjammer.
And there's something good there.
Or go by the area in the garden.
Yeah, the Park Cafe.
Or down to the place that sells the sandwiches.
Yeah, the Cafe Promenade.
Cafe Promenade, and get that there. And there's soft served ice cream all the time.
Yeah, Sprinkles is amazing. It's by the pool deck. It's amazing. And if you want to try a specialty restaurant, there's really good ones on this ship. There's different ones than the ones we've been on. The Italian restaurant is not Giovanni's, unlike every other ship. It's Jamie's Italian. You know, Jamie Oliver, the famous chef. These are all his recipes, and from what I heard, this might be the last year because the contract with him is running out. So if you want to try Jamie Oliver's amazing Italian food, this is your chance. Wonderland is the Alice in Wonderland themed restaurant where they do molecular gastronomy and they break down the food in front of you. It's a cool experience. There's a lot of cool things, and Hook Seafood. Hook Seafood is the bomb.
But again, like I'm saying to many people, if this is your first cruise, do not even think about those. You'll be plenty happy with what the ship has for free.
Yeah.
Because there is so much free food to eat on the ship. There's a dining room that we have that's scheduled. It's at 5?
It's at 5 o'clock on deck 3.
Yeah, sure. Again, you don't have to give all the details. Just 5 o'clock each day for dinner, and you can eat with all the other gamers there. But if you don't want to do that, the Windjammer opens at 6 or 6:30.
Yeah, the Windjammer opens at 5:30.
Oh, 5:30. So the Windjammer opens at 5:30, and that is a great buffet. It really is, and it's also different every night. It's very similar at lunchtimes, but at lunchtime you have so many more options. You can go eat in the Windjammer. You can even go sometimes to the main dining room during sea days and order a lunch. I mean, again, it's all free. There's a garden. What's it called? The Park
Cafe.
Park Cafe is a great place to go for breakfast or lunch. And speaking of that, the main dining area also has breakfast. You can go there and order off a menu.
I get the egg thing. What's it called? The thing that's
Eggs
like
Benedict.
Eggs Benedict, like an egg McMuffin, but 10 times better.
Yes, I like to go there too and get that. But I also sometimes go and get the taquitos from the Park Cafe or breakfast sandwiches they have at the pizza place sometimes.
Yes, there's all.
There's also a Mexican place.
Yes,
that you can get.
El Loco Fresh.
El Loco Fresh. So you go get nachos, burritos, tacos all day long.
And that's also complimentary. So, and there's a hot dog. There's a hot dog thing on the boardwalk.
And sausage, yeah. So all that stuff is free. I would say at any given point, except maybe 2 a.m. But there's always something open.
Yes.
On the promenade, the sandwich place I think is the one place that's always open. I think. The pizza place is open pretty late.
The pizza place it used to be 24/7.
Look, if you need to eat at 5 a.m, talk to me, But even then, the breakfast places are opening up.
And they have 24-hour room service, so you get stuff delivered to the room.
That does cost money, but again, there's plenty of stuff. I don't know when lobster night is yet. Maybe you know.
I don't, because since they just changed the itinerary,
Right,
they're gonna change the nights. It's probably gonna be either night 3 or night 5. Those are our 2 C days, and they usually do it on a C day, but don't know which one it is.
What's the best game to play with the family at a holiday party? Ito. That's my answer right now.
Ito, which we might have a couple that we're giving out as prizes on the ship.
We're going to be doing something, well, I'm not going to say that because I need to go over the details with Jason. We're going to go off camera, but remind me, I have an idea that I think is a really good idea.
Yes, I'm all for it. Anything that's going to be fun and make everyone have a great time. See, that's what it's all about. Like, it doesn't matter where we're going. It's all about just having fun, playing board games, being with, fun people and having a good time. And hey, we're going to get to visit a bunch of beaches and sit in the sun.
Wonder if we should leave room in our luggage for games on our way back home. I'm not going to pretend that you're going to get lots of games. Your best chance is you'll get a couple games from a prize. We have maybe 30, 40 games we're giving out as prizes.
Yeah.
But don't expect that you will get one of those. Selling is not allowed on the ship because, well, there's a lot of international laws and things that are involved. So no, the only way you could buy games if for some reason you bought games and had them sent to Miami, or you went to one of the small stores. But I got to be honest, Miami is not a great place for game stores. We don't have a lot. I mean, you could go to...
Cool Stuff stopped selling games.
Yeah, Cool Stuff stopped selling games.
You can't go there anymore.
So Barnes & Noble sells games. Roy Canada has a little store with some games in it.
Yes.
But there's some game stores up in Fort Lauderdale. But it's just not a great area to buy games. So
No. The best way to get games is come to both of our game shows, because that's where we give away games during the game shows. Also, we give a lot of information on the first day and the last day. And come to karaoke, because everyone who sings at karaoke will get a copy of Vegetable Stock. So I know that's one of Chris's favorite games. It was on his top 10 list this year. And if you sing at karaoke, you're going to get a copy of Vegetable Stock. And that's a little box, so you don't need much room for it.
Is registration at the Royal Theater? Yes, it is.
Yes.
That's where it will be. Do publishers ever tell you that their games get a Dice Tower Awards sales bump? I do not know. I will tell you this. It will not be similar to the Spiel bump. Spiel bump is huge.
Yeah.
Will there be people to teach games? Well, you are in luck. We do not hire people to teach games, but the entire Dice Tower staff is there. Many of our auxiliary people from the Dice Tower will be there. And many hundreds of gamers will be there.
Yes.
So if you've never been to a Dice Tower event, so we have meeples, and in fact we've changed the colors of meeples. Did you see them out there?
I did. They were yellow and something.
Yellow and green.
Yellow and green.
So the yellow meeple now holds the yellow flag, and the green meeple holds the green flag. Makes my life easier.
As opposed to blue and red holding green and yellow.
No, it was red and green and blue and yellow. See? You got it mixed up. I know it's red and green because of Christmas. Anyway, so there are yellow meeples and green meeples. I just got them made. They're out there. We have to get them ready, and then we're going to bring them onto the cruise ship. But they will be, you just take one of those meeples, you take a yellow one and stick it out, and someone will teach you the game. Mm-hmm. But honestly, if you really want to learn a game, go look for some people who are playing the game already and say, hey, because we also have green meeples, which are, hey, come join us for a game. Mm-hmm. And I encourage people tremendously, if you're a couple and you're on the ship and you know a game already and you're bringing up to play it, please invite other people to join you. That's the whole point of the cruise. And if nothing else, find me, and I will probably teach you the game. I say probably because I'm not teaching War of the Ring or any game that's like a 3-hour game.
I could teach War of the Ring, but it would be at after midnight because I'm usually busy. I'm usually very busy during the cruise, but whenever I get a chance, I'll teach a game. I'm going to play the gang with a lot of people. I already promised this in our top 10 of the year. If you find me, bring the gang, we're going to play it.
Allison Schneider says, if we have a later check-in, what time will you be at the theater until? We'll be there till 2. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you this. This is a fact, because I just was on a cruise. If you go earlier, your chance of getting in is very high.
Yeah.
Especially if you go after, say,
11:30 or
11:30 or noon. If you go after 11:30 or noon, the huge crowds are gone. You will get in there. You'll get in line. You'll move through security. You should do that because there's free lunch on the cruise. Not free, you paid for it, so come and eat it.
Yeah, go to the Windjammer, get food,
But please do not wait to the very last second to get on a cruise. First of all, that's insanity to me. But let's say your check-in time is 2:30 or 3. I don't think there's 3, but there might be 2:30.
I think 3 or 3:30 is the latest.
You definitely, if you have a 3:30, I guarantee you can get in by 2. Guarantee.
Probably by 12:30.
Yes, because I just attempted that myself, and it worked out very well. It's not that hard.
Tom just admitted he's a line skipper.
Not a line skipper. I'm just saying you go there. You're not hiding anything.
No,
and they'll say, come in here. Now, to be fair, I did have Express. But Joey did not, and he still got on fine.
Yeah, so when they made these check-in things, that was during COVID, where they only could let a certain amount of people at a time. They've expedited the way they do it now. Everything's more automated.
I can't tell you how easy it is to check in.
It takes about 5 minutes. They scan your passport. They scan your app. As long as you did everything in the app ahead of time, which is important, do it ahead of time, get everything done, and on the day before sailing, 24 hours before, do that. The last drill, the safety drill, and the that you're not sick thing.
On that note, I cannot emphasize this enough. Get that app. I mean, first of all, I think you need it, but you live on that app. That app is so handy. First of all, that app lets you get on the internet. Not that you can use the internet, but it lets you do a few things on the internet, but not if you need to do it, you have to buy internet. But it does let you message other people on the app. It has its own messaging system. It tells you when everything is. You can put in there. What I do is I go in the app and I look at all the shows and all the events, and you want to reserve them ahead of time, the big shows, or you're not going to see them. Well, you might, but you're not going to get a good seat. So reserve the shows on them. But then there's lots of things you can't reserve, like game shows and all these minor things. Just click on all those. Just click on all of them. Say,
put them all
I'm interested. And then your app will ding you and be like, hey, you wanted to go to the holiday theme song trivia thing. It starts in 30 minutes, and it tells you where it is. It's fantastic. It tells you what port you're going to. It's so useful. You really need to get that app. I'm telling you, it's terrific.
Yes.
All right, where are we at?
That I could explain.
Why did St. Martin get changed if the issue is with the San Juan port?
So I found out today, they originally they wanted us to go to St. Martin still, and they wanted us to do St. Martin and St. Thomas. And it turns out that St. Thomas did not have docking space the day we were going to Puerto Rico or the day after we were in St. Martin, so they couldn't get us St. Thomas, St. Martin, and that's why they moved that port as well. But, and this is a mini spoiler, next year we're going to St. Thomas and St. Martin, 2 islands we've never been to. So Tom's been there. Tom just went there a week ago.
I'll tell you this. I personally think St. Martin is awesome. St. Thomas I was less impressed with, mostly because the monetary difference in them is tremendous. St. Thomas is way more expensive than St. Martin. But St. Martin was fantastic. It's hard to explain it necessarily, but a lot of it is about distance. To go to the Virgin Islands is a very long distance. It takes about 1.5 days for the cruise ship to get there at full speed. So if they're going to go to one of those islands, then they have to go to the other. They can't go to one and then come back. It's too problematic.
Yes.
And again, it's kind of like this. It's hard to explain to a lot of people, but if you've ever done a schedule before, and one thing on that schedule changes, you have to change like 20 things, especially when there's multiple people, in this case, multiple ships involved, so it's kind of a pain in the neck.
But no, we're going to be there in a future year, so you all who aren't getting to see St. Martin will get to see St. Martin next year, which is going to be really fun.
How can I find the board game documentaries that came out recently? Good question. I know that one came out. We might be showing it at one of our conventions this year, but I don't know how it's publicly available yet.
Oh, is that the one from Canada? The one that they came on the ship one year and did their stuff from the ship for that.
Yeah, although none of that footage made the the thing. It is what it is. Who among the Dice Tower staff is going to cruise? Will Roy be there? Well, Roy's running a store now, so he's not able to come. But from of the staff here in the studio, so Jason
everyone,
and then Z and Camilla and
Mike
and Wendy and
Joey and Chris. Chris, Wendy, Kenny, Sharon and Tim are convention directors for Dice Tower East and Dice Tower West.
Eric Summer and Julia Hearn, Mike hosts on the podcast.
And
Sam Healy.
Mark Street and Sam.
Mark Street.
And Uli and Carolina are great. Essen.
And Brian and Carla.
Brian and Carla. And I think...
So not quite everybody, but those are the people coming on.
And we have a special guest as well.
You're talking about Tina?
Tina, who's going to be doing drawing classes.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And we have another special guest.
Bonzinator's coming.
And Bonzinator's coming in, yes.
She's not Dice Tower, but she is a friend of the Dice Tower, and so she'll be coming in. So yeah, lots of fun things. Will Brian and Joey be able to actually do magic? I've never stopped them from doing magic, but we will have to see. Okay, I'm not promising nothing. You'll just wait and see.
Yep, that's a tough decision. We'll see what happens.
I was asking for travel agency to provide money, but for them to negotiate. Well, we'll try everything. Remember, we just found out Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm the one who actually negotiates with Royal Caribbean, and I've been on calls with them. I've asked them what they can do. They said right now the thing they're doing is the discounts on the shore excursions to make up for the fact that people lost their shore excursions that they had booked. They said they're not going to be able to give onboard credit because it's part of the contract that said they can change ports. But I'm still negotiating to see if we can get anything. I highly doubt they're going to give us anything based on the call today. But I'm still working as hard as I can to get whatever little thing we can get. One year we were able to squeeze a group photo. If Tom's giving me looks like I don't ever want to do that again. But if I could squeeze something out of them, I will squeeze anything out of them that I can squeeze out of them.
And he will. So we'll see what happens. Jeremiah says, this is my first time going on any type of cruise. What do I need to have done right now? Well, you better have your passport. And you definitely can check it on the app.
Yes.
So go ahead and do those things now. Anything that you need to have.
This app.
Yes, it's amazing, the app, like I said.
Which is loading. This app.
You might consider, so some things that I'm thinking. So if you look at Jason's phone here, this is a handy device that I'm actually going to get from my phone on the cruise. Because I was taking pictures and I'm like, I better not drop my phone off the side of the ship.
It came with the case. I never had one of those before, but it's
pretty
nice
handy.
When you're somewhere and you're like, oh no, I'm worried, because now that they put the phone thing here, it's great because if you happen to drop it, it just hangs.
If you're worried about seasickness or anything, get Dramamine or whatever, make sure you get that. Make sure you have the sunscreen.
Yep.
And any medicines that you might have, you will be able to get some of that stuff on the Royal Caribbean ship for redonkulous prices.
Yes.
So anything you need of that sort, you want to make sure that you bring with you. Like for some time, I think we forgot sunscreen one time, and I was like, it's so expensive to buy it there.
$50 for a bottle.
It's not that expensive.
Not that much, but it's a lot.
But it's definitely pricey. And even if you get off at port and you'll find a place selling it there, they will also have their prices inflated.
Mm-hmm.
We were. Like my wife, we needed some Alka-Seltzer, right, for whatever reason, at one point, and we went to a shop in St. Thomas, and
it was cheaper.
It was cheaper,
but it
still wasn't
the more expensive.
It still wasn't cheap, right?
Yes.
So those are the things you want to do to get ready. I'll tell you one thing that you should not do, other than picking the shows you want to go see. So go if you want to reserve a show and go watch a show, that's fine. And even then, you could still wait to get on the ship to reserve some of them. But if you really want to do it ahead of time. Other than that, please don't make a schedule. Really don't make a schedule. Come in and just have a good time. The thing that you will find on a cruise ship, if you go on a cruise ship and relax and have a good time, you know, if you've ever gone to a fun place and the time goes faster than you think?
Yes.
On a cruise ship, it's the opposite, almost.
Not for me.
Well, no, you're working.
We're at day 7 already. Wow, this went quick.
But if you're relaxing, you will have better relaxation on a cruise ship than you've had anywhere because you don't have to plan for anything. You go, I'll do lunch now. I'll do it in an hour. You get the menu at dinner and you go, I really like these two things. I don't know which one to get. You get both. And in fact, Royal Caribbean, I think, has really improved their service in the last couple of years. They're much faster. They give small portions for dinner now on purpose.
They don't give small portions.
Smaller, because you can order 2 and it's not an overwhelming meal.
It's overwhelming when for me, it's overwhelming when I order 2, but I still order 2.
Okay, maybe that's just me. Anyhow, so when will we update you about an updated Dice Tower special events? Well, we'll post it on the Facebook group. If you don't know where to go, post it on the Facebook group, and we'll tell you as soon as possible. We're not going to cross port days or anything and stuff like that.
The only event that's going to change is the live show, because live show was supposed to be on day 6, which was supposed to be a sea day, the one that we do in the afternoon, and because now we're going to the Dominican Republic on day 6. Day 5 is now the sea day, and we're trying to get the live show moved there. We're just waiting for the ship to approve it. They're probably going crazy, changing their whole schedule at the same time.
Yeah.
And they have to fit us in.
Oh my word, yeah.
So eventually we will have a confirmation. I have a call with the ship tomorrow, and the actual call with the cruise director tomorrow at 10 in the morning. So
He will also be on the ship on Sunday.
yes, I'll be on the ship Sunday with doing more meetings. So hopefully I can get things squared away tomorrow, but if not, I'll get it squared away by Sunday. Remember, the next 2 days are holidays, so the land staff of Royal Caribbean is not actually working for the next 2 days, but behind the scenes, they already have a lot of requests from me, and it should just be the one live show that's going to move from one day to the next. Everything else is still on days that are sea days, so we're good with everything else.
Will we post a list of games in the library before the cruise? I just mentioned a Facebook group.
I already put it up there.
Right, and Patrick Zock, one of our people who comes on all our events, he does a great job. He always tells you, here's all the games that are out, and here's all the new games that are in. So he does a great job. Thank you, Patrick. What are some things we recommend checking out doing near the Hilton Embassy Suites? Is this the same place as last year?
Yes, it's the same one.
There's a lot of good places to eat in Miami. What's that really famous place that everyone always goes to?
You mean on
the Cuban restaurant?
Street? Yeah, Versailles.
Versailles. It always confused me because it has a French name for a Cuban restaurant.
Yes, Cafe Versailles. It was in the movie Chef. It was in. It's been in other movies too. It's an amazing restaurant if you want the best Cuban sandwiches in Miami. And
there's a lot of little restaurants around there. Although I think last year we were so busy, we ate at Burger King.
We ate at Burger King. Yes.
I was like, okay, we need to go somewhere really fast. And we were like, there's Burger King. I see it like
it was on the corner. That's
let's
where
go.
We ate. Yes.
But you can even eat in a hotel. It's not particularly cheap, but it's not particularly expensive. It's hotel food.
The hotel food isn't bad. We ate there 2 years ago. I know you didn't, but we ate there 2 years ago, and I thought the food was very good in the hotel restaurant. Obviously, it's hotel expensiveness, but it was very good food.
Now, for things to do in that area, you're downtown Miami, so realize traffic's going to be heavy. You could go to Miami Beach from there. It's not too far.
Yeah, Miami Beach is like a 20 minutes from there.
If you get in super early, you might want to go to, what's that? There's Miami Seaquarium, which does not get very good reviews from people who have been to it. But there's also the
Parrot Island.
Yeah.
And they're doing that Luminosa thing, the Festival of Lights. Not the Jewish Festival of Lights, but the Luminosa Festival of Lights.
There's also escape rooms in Miami, anything that you can find downtown Miami. But again, realize it's downtown Miami. Some people go to the Dolphin Mall, which is a huge mall and stuff. It's up to you. I'm just going to hang out at the hotel and play games. We'll go eat somewhere.
We're going to have all of our mini games. There's 11 Michael's cases of them. We're going to have them all there for you to play. So you'll have something to do that day. We're calling it the pre-gaming night or the pre-gaming day. We'll be there by noon. So we'll be there early enough in the day that you'll have plenty of time to play games and hang out as well.
All right, Joey says we're going to be coming from the UK, and it's going to be our first Ice Tower Con. Any chance you can go through some basics? So yes. So here's something if you come, so if you're going through the hotel, Jason will work with you through about transportation there, right? But let's say whatever you're on a bus, you're in a car, and you get to the port. First of all, if you have a car, you get dropped off or you park. Once you get to the port itself, it's going to look like a madhouse, right? There's going to be people everywhere. But you want to print your luggage tags out ahead of time if possible. Print them out right now if you can. So you print those luggage tags out, and you have them in your luggage, and then you come, and you just have to give that luggage in.
Yes.
You do not have to tip the guys. You can, although, frankly, I haven't. I tip, but I haven't ever seen it make a difference.
No, but it's like tipping a baggage guy at a hotel. They take the bags and they roll them onto the ship.
They do, but what I'm saying is this, and this is important. Every year we do Dice Tower Cruise, I see people dragging their luggage on the ship. They're dragging around tons of stuff. Why?
Also, don't worry about baggage tags. If you have this, which has your room number on it, like holding it up. So if you have this, they can see your room number, which is right here, and they will just write your room number right on it, and they'll make the baggage tag for you, so you don't have to have them ahead of
You
time.
don't have to, but it makes it easier just to come up and roll 'em. But I'm saying you just roll them up, and there's going to be guys that are going to be like, we'll take your baggage. They can.
Yep.
The only thing you should carry on is if there's something valuable, like I'll carry my computer on. Or if for some reason you want to swim in the first 2 hours before you get your luggage. Because you get your luggage, well, you might not get it till the evening, actually. Sometimes it depends.
Somewhere between 2 and 7 is when you'll get your luggage.
Right. So if there's something you really need, but please don't drag luggage around. It's such, I always feel bad for these people. They're dragging luggage to dinner. They're dragging, you don't have to. We bring backpacks, and that is it. And you get on so much easier. So then you drop off your luggage. They will then send you through lines. And again, Jason shows you have the C-Pass ready. You have that ready on your app.
And it has the time right up at the top. It'll tell you the time of when to...
The time
that you could show up earlier. Don't worry about it.
And then have your passport. And if you don't have a passport, you can get on with a birth certificate and stuff, but I promise you...
Birth certificate, driver's license, or passport.
The passport is the fastest and easiest way.
That's the only thing you need. Is a passport and the app is all you need to get on the ship, literally.
You go in, they'll send you through some lines. You get to this person, she'll check the passport, she'll check your thing.
They have an iPad that scans you. It's great.
Then you go through security, which is, takes a little bit of time to get through security. Then there's some guys taking pictures. Now, I'll tell you this about pictures. It's up to you, right?
I say don't do them, but that's me.
It's up to you. I always skip those first pictures because they just show you a picture of the background of the ship, and you're literally going to have people. It's better to get off at the port. Get off at the port and let them take pictures.
Yep.
But I get every picture taken of me on the ship that I can because you don't have to buy them. And now it's really convenient. They show up in the app.
Yeah.
And you just look at them and you say, I want this one, this one, this one. You don't have to get them. They're expensive pictures, but you can get them if you want to. But I always get every picture taken because it doesn't hurt to do it.
Yeah.
So after you pass the picture people, you then go upstairs and you get on the ship. It's so fast.
Yeah, you might be in the waiting room a little bit, depending.
If you get there early, they'll sit you in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then you walk across the gangplank, and that's when you will go, now what do I do? Because there'll be crowds of people everywhere. So at that point, if it's past 11, go to registration first. Really?
It will be because we usually, the ship clears around 10-ish, and our staff is going to be the first people on, and they let a couple suite people on and other things, usually around between 10:30 and 10:45.
People who have suites.
Yeah.
You said they let sweet people on. You can't bat your eyelashes and get on.
So that's usually between 10:30, 10:45, and then they start letting everyone else in right after that. So you'll be getting on right around 11 if you're in the first groups, and because the express people get on, then they start letting the regular people on who don't have the express. So figure around 11. So by the time you get on, you can come down right down.
Yeah, so do that first. If you're starving, hit the pizza place. It's almost on the way. Sorrentino's Pizza.
That's on deck 5.
Sorrento's.
In fact, that's where you walk on the ship in deck 5. So the first thing you're going to see is this giant mall in the ship, and you're going to see pizza, and you're going to see sandwiches and cafe promenade, and then you're going to ask someone, how do I get to the Royal Theater? And they say, go to deck 4. You're going to go. There's going to be a staircase that spirals down. You're going to see a giant lollipop, and when you see that giant lollipop that looks like the Charms Blow Pop, you go down there.
We should have a Dice Tower sign there too.
We will.
Maybe
we'll have a sign in front of the theater. We won't have any in the 5th floor, but we'll have it in front of the theater.
And then look for me or Jason. Right? Yep. We'll be there. We'll be ready to greet you, and we'll tell you where to go from that point. Then after you register, and we try to make that as painless as possible. Then just go explore the ship. If you've never been on the ship before, well, first I would recommend go to Windjammer.
Windjammer and eat.
That's on deck 11, I think.
Deck 16.
Deck 16. Sorry, I'm a different ship. Deck 16, and eat, and then just go explore the ship. Go look at all the stuff. There's stuff everywhere, and it's fun to look at.
Yeah, we always tell people, even though the library's open, don't feel like you have to rush and play games. We don't have overflow space the first day because they're busy doing lifeboat drills. You have to go to your lifeboat muster station.
Ah, yes, we did mention that. Yeah, you do that while you're in line downstairs. You can watch a video. Mm-hmm. There's a video you have to watch, a safety video. Then you go to muster station, and for those of you who are new, I can't tell you how much easier it is than it used to be.
Yes.
You go find wherever it says, and it's easy. If you can't figure out where your muster station is, you'll see them all over the ship. You just go ask anyone and say, where's A3? And they'll go, bop, 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 and they'll tell you. Yep. You go there, you answer a few questions, you're done, and then you are free.
And that also shows up here, like, as you can see, muster for me is F3.
Well, I doubt they can see it, but don't put it up there.
But
People want to start scanning and copying your thing. I'm going to get in your room.
So what? Come join.
Hang on. I've changed my mind. Anyhow, so then once they open the rooms, and they'll announce it on the ship, they'll open the rooms. They'll be like, staterooms are now open.
Yep.
Then you go to your stateroom, and
usually about 132.
Next to your stateroom will be cards, a little packet with your CPass card. At that point, you no longer need the CPass on your phone. That card is everything. Don't lose it. But here's the convenient thing: we are giving you a badge for the Dice Tower. Put the card in there.
Yep, the badge holders fit. You could put your card in the badge holder as well, so you have everything with you at all times.
Right. So then that card, you need it to get on and off the ship. You need it to. If you reserve a show, you'll show them the card. If you reserve a restaurant, you show them the card. And that
if
also
you want
gets
to
you
buy
in your room.
something, anything you're buying,
Yep,
like if
it's
you
like
go
a
to
credit
the store,
card.
It's a credit card, and you just have a bill that shows up in your app, and you do everything. You don't have to bring money anywhere. You could put the tips on there. You could do everything on there.
Right. So they make it very convenient, and I think they have a great customer service downstairs. If you lose your card or have a question, you go there and ask for that. So I think. The process, every year I do the process, I think it gets better, with the exception 2021 was a nightmare. Okay, but that was post-COVID.
That was the year with the mask.
Yeah, that was a tough registration. But after that, like I just did it. It's so smooth.
Yes.
Royal Caribbean staff is, in my opinion, some of the best anywhere.
They've added a new thing. I don't know if you did it when you just went, but there's this new thing called WOW bands that they're going to sell.
No, but I wish I had done it.
They're $10, and you basically get a band, and the band is your thing. Except for getting off the ship, you still need the card to get off the ship. But everything else, you could open your door with this little band. You could pay for stuff. You just go boop boop boop, and you don't even need to pull out the card anymore. You have the little WOW band. It's definitely a good item to get. And the good thing about WOW bands is they're reusable. So if you buy one this year, you could use it on next year's cruise as well. And
also, Dice Tower people are everywhere. If you don't know something, ask them. It's going to be an easy thing. The Dice Tower cruise people are very friendly. Let me know if they're not.
We're always friendly.
So let's see. Is there a formal dress night event? So we don't know the nights yet, but I'll tell you, they almost do always the same things. So there's always a dress-up night. So here's the thing. You don't have to dress up. You don't need to bring a suit. They will not let you in if you are wearing flip-flops and a bathing suit. But I think they even let T-shirts in on formal nights.
They do. I've seen people with T-shirts on formal.
So don't feel bad. You won't be the only person who's not dressed up. You don't need to dress up. And hey, if you don't want to dress up at all, you can just go to the Windjammer. And they don't care at all in there.
Yep.
But you don't have to. They also usually have a Caribbean night. People wear Hawaiian shirts.
They have a Caribbean night. They have a formal night. They have a white night
where everyone wears white, which is the worst color to wear to meals, Jason.
I know. And then they have a red night, which works better, especially an Italian night.
I was at the restaurant on white night, and I was wearing black because I'm smart. I'm fat. And the guy said, "Oh, you have the wrong handkerchief." So he took the handkerchief, the white one away, and brought a black one. He said, "This matches you better." I thought that was pretty funny.
That is. So yeah, there's going to be a couple theme nights. Usually it's a white night and a red night. I don't know why, but white and red are their two nights of colors. Then there's Caribbean night, formal night, and then the others are just. I usually wear polo shirts for dinner every night anyway, except for like a button down for the one night.
I scheduled spa on day at sea, but that changed on Friday. How do I change my appointment? You should be able to do that through Royal Caribbean.
Yes. So what you can do is you could if you want to, you can rebook your appointment on. You could rebook your appointment for the new day, and you could cancel your old day. Or you could ask them, if you got a discounted price, ask them to move it, and they should be able to move it with the discounted price attached. You just have to call Royal Caribbean if you want it moved versus canceling and rebooking. So it's easy enough. There's still plenty of slots available. The thing is, you have to make sure that some things might not be open officially because they change prices on sea days. They charge more than on port days for spa stuff. So, but it's easy enough. You just, if you call on Royal Caribbean, they should be able to shift you to whatever day. There might be a change of price. There might not, and they'll take care of everything for you. It's easy process.
All right, how does the internet work? I have a kiddo who needs to remote learn. So if you want to purchase internet, and you can do that, you can purchase internet for one per person, per device. You can do it on the app right now if you want to. But the way it works is when you get on the ship, and if you can't figure it out, find one of us. I know how to get on the internet really easily now. You join the internet, they'll say you need to make a name and password the first time, then you use that name and password. In fact,
internet versus internet.
Yeah, you can. So I'm a person, I usually get one device, and then I switch.
It's 25% off today.
Okay.
It was 40% off, but it's 25% off. You can get $21.99 a person.
Which is expensive, that's per night.
Which is expensive, but if you pick one person, like I just picked me, and if you want more than one, you select number of devices and it goes down. So if I pick one, it gives me a price, but if I pick two, it'll give me a different price that's going to be even more discounted. So let's say I pick two. Now it's saying that it's $251 for the two devices for the whole trip. So figure if you're doing two, and then I think for three devices, like $290. So it goes down considerably the more devices you add.
So I use my phone, my iPad, and my computer. I'm not paying for three devices. So I have one device, but you can switch. It's real easy. You get on one and switch. Now, that being said, if you do what Jason just said, where you get two devices for one person and then split that with two people in a room, you can do that, but realize then if you do what I said, it's cyclical. I found this out. So my wife and I both had our phones, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm going to get on the iPad. So it kicks the first one to join off.
Yes.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm done with the iPad. I go put my phone back on. Then it kicks my wife's phone off. Then I have to go get her phone back on and everything else. So there is some shenanigans about that. But that's what you get when you try to,
if you're trying to use five devices with only one internet thing. But that's why as you can see, it goes down. I think for four devices, it's like $300. So you're paying $75 device for four, but you're paying $125 device for two. So at some point, it's just worth paying for the whole four.
That being said, it blows my mind in the 10 years we've been doing this, how much better internet is now.
It's Starlink.
The first year we got on the ship, and I was like, oh, internet you use just as a desperation. You can stream video now.
It's Starlink that they're using.
We watched movies. And I will tell you that. So, again, I want to be clear. We like Royal Caribbean. We like to work with Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean's great. Their TV selection is abysmal. Okay.
Not Channel 40. Channel 40 is going to be the best TV channel ever. Channel 40. Just watch Channel
fine.
40.
You can watch a Dice Tower. But if you watch movies and such, they have some, okay? And they might not be what you want to watch. So.
And they have like four channels. Like I think they have like CNN and Fox News, and they have four channels.
No, they have more channels than that. But they have some news. They have some sports. Then they have a few foreign channels for different languages. Then they have a movie channel, and you just watch whatever movie happens to be on.
Yes.
And it could be anything from amazing to terrible. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that any game could be fun with a fun enough group?
Of course.
How many people signed up for the cruise, Jason?
It's 800 and something. I don't have the count in front of me, but it's over 800 people.
What is Stacy talking about that sold out so quickly?
What sold out?
She says it's sold out, but I don't know.
I don't know what's sold out. Maybe one of the excursions is sold out?
Stacy, I don't know what you're saying sold out so quickly. But if
the cruise.
Well, the Dice Tower cruise, that will open up soon, so we'll let people know.
So for 2026, what we do is we're going to have people who come on the cruise get to buy it on the ship first, and we get Royal Caribbean's next cruise discount. So people who buy it on the ship get $200 off the rooms, and then we do a pre-sale for previous cruisers. They get $100 off the rooms, and that'll be in February. And then in March we kind of take a break while we're doing Dice Tower West, and then April 1st. Usually it's April 1st, but it depends what day of the week it is. We open up for new cruisers. We do have a program where if you're a new cruiser, you could give an earlier deposit and you could guarantee space well before April 1st if you have FOMO. So you can do that as well, and that's on our website currently. We don't promote it that much because, officially the prices aren't up yet.
I'm not going to worry about this. It's coming up soon. What are we doing with the old Player One at Meeples? Well, nothing. We're keeping them. It's just that they got moved up. Dice Tower East has gotten so big that a lot of our stuff for Dice Tower East, we just leave in Orlando for the convention there, and so that's where they are. So we have a separate set. We had to make a new set for the cruise.
Yeah, Dice Tower East gets the Christmas set still.
Let's see. Lots of people are talking about playing games. We're going to play lots of games. Should I bring an iPad for board games that require an app, or does the library have some tablets for those games? No. You need to bring your own device. So either bring your phone. Like I said, there's chances to get internet. You could even on the first day, you might be able to hook up, on the phone before we leave the port. But keep that in mind. I can't put iPads out. I mean, I'm not normally worried about people stealing board games. People will take tablets.
Yes.
So we don't have that. I apologize.
There's no way for us to put internet on 50 iPads anyway, because they only let you do 4 per room, and we're using some for the staff to do things anyway. But if you do want to do an app game, make sure that you're going to have to get the internet, because if not, you won't be able to connect back for an app game.
What is the app? Royal Caribbean International or My RLC?
It's called, officially in the App Store, it's called, let's see.
Mine just says Royal, but
I'm looking for Royal Caribbean app. The official thing is called Royal Caribbean International.
Yes.
Royal Caribbean International.
What's the other one they said? My RCL? Search that and see what it's.
I don't even see a My RCL. Oh, My RCL. Yeah, ignore that.
Also, that is 3 stars. I don't know what that is.
It's the Royal Caribbean one that has the crown and anchor symbol. It's the first one there, the one with the crown and anchor symbol.
People don't know what the crown and anchor symbol is.
It looks like a crown and an anchor combined. That's Royal Caribbean's official logo, the crown and anchor. So, yes, go there if you want to download it.
Jeff points out if people have more questions, join the Facebook group. I agree. If you have more questions, the Facebook group is a great thing to join where people will answer those questions.
Yeah, we give a lot of information out. Obviously, we send emails out for important things, but Facebook, we interact on a more daily basis. If you have things that you have questions about, I am in the Facebook chat all the time, just answering things.
Do I need to schedule anything at the ports or just wait? So if you've never been before on a cruise, you can schedule excursions at a port. So there's pros and there's cons and pros of both things. So here's the pros of doing an excursion. You don't have to do any work. You pay for it. They will tell you when to get off the ship. You get off the ship, there'll be someone holding a sign. You go with that person, they will take care of you. They will get you back on the ship. You won't miss a ship, even if it seems like it might not, the time's pretty close. You will not miss a ship, it's guaranteed.
They will wait for you.
Everything is perfect. The con, they're really expensive. They're really expensive.
They're 40% off because we got our ports moved, which is still expensive.
Now what I do usually, sometimes I do excursions, but they're really expensive when you multiply it by, you see my family. So we just get off at the port. Now, 2 of our ports this time are Coco Cay and Labadee.
Private islands.
Labadee, you can just go to the beach there. Labadee has multiple beaches.
Gorgeous beaches.
They have some people selling stuff that are really, really pushy, but you can just walk by and ignore them.
Yep.
And also, they serve food on Labadee.
Jerk chicken and all sorts of good stuff.
So Labadee is really nice for that. Coco Cay is amazing. Coco Cay, like I said, is my favorite place to go to because not only do they have a couple beaches there that you can go to, they also have an Oasis pool.
Yes, they have 2 of them.
It's one of the largest pools in the world that you can go into.
Yes.
Not in the world, I guess, but in the islands, whatever. It's a big pool with a walk-up bar,
yes.
Seats that are in the water. I love it. They also have a water park that costs extra, but
it's fun.
But they have a mini water park for kids.
That's free.
That is free. And there's all kinds of things to do around the island, and there's so much food on Coco Cay. You walk around, there's food. They even have elephant ears.
They do,
funnel cakes on the island. They have a few things that are sold there, and the people aren't nearly as pushy on Coco Cay.
And if you're looking for an upgraded experience, they have 2 more private things that have infinity pools. One's called Hidden Beach, which you were just at.
So Hidden Beach is 18 plus, and if you don't have kids, I really recommend it because there's no kids running around.
Yes.
It's very peaceful and chill, and they have a pool. It's not as big as the other pool, but it's heated.
And it's an infinity pool.
And it's still really big. Oh yeah, an infinity pool, which is cool.
And if you want something even cooler, the Cocoa Beach Club has an infinity pool as well, but they also serve filet mignon lobster for Jeff. They serve lobster. They serve coconut crusted lobster sandwich as well.
Now, I want to be clear, both those things we just talked about, you pay for.
You have to pay extra,
right?
but
however, if you don't pay at all, it's still fun to get off. You will see me and my family. We'll be getting off right away in the morning because we go straight for that infinity pool. Not infinity pool, the pool there. And we just chill out there for a while, and it's amazing. It's fun and terrific, and I love it. Some people like beaches. My family and I do not, which is weird because we live in Miami. But some people like the beaches, and the beaches there are really nice. We prefer no sand, thank you.
The beaches are great. I love it, but everything's
I don't like
great.
sand, but I get it for people who like them. So then the other port that we're going to,
Dominican Republic.
So you can schedule a thing there, or you can just get off and walk around and see what happens. That's a very reasonable thing. There'll have people there who will give you deals and talk to them. And don't worry about those people trying to like do some weird thing. They want your money. You can make deals with them. Like they'll take you around to different places. Just make sure you tell them,
I want to do this. I want to go see the rainforest. Take me to the rainforest.
Right, or I want to go and see the waterfalls or whatever. They'll help you out. You just make sure you tell them that you need to be back at the ship an hour before you need to be back, right? And then you'll get back.
The ship cards don't work. You need actual money when you get on the islands.
So I will say, though, that nowadays more and more people are taking credit card, but still bring some cash. And U.S. dollars works everywhere.
In the two ports in Coco Cay and Labadee, if you buy stuff from the official stores, you could use the Royal Caribbean card. But if you're buying stuff from the vendors, you have to pay in cash. So bring a little of both when you get off.
Sometimes they have more and more people take card now.
Yeah, on the official
but still
islands,
it's good to no. Even on other islands, people take card.
No, I mean I'm talking about the Royal Caribbean card.
Yeah.
On the two islands, you can use your Royal Caribbean card to pay.
Alrighty. Let's see. The excursion line first day is daunting. But you don't have to do that. You can just...
I already booked something. Me personally, I already booked a dragon coaster. I'm going on it with Brian, and we're taking his two kids, Brian Drake.
That's one of the cheaper things, right?
It was on sale, 40% off. I paid $37.99. I could go all day on this roller coaster thing, and I could take a guest. I'm going to take Jimmy this year too. Jimmy hasn't done it yet, has he?
No, he would like it though.
He would like it. So it's an Alpine slide roller coaster, and I could bring like all the kids, like one at a time, the kids with me, and I could go as many times as I want. And I just booked it. So you can book for Labadee already. Dominican Republic, as soon as they work with the tour operators, they will put it up. They said it should come up soon. So you don't usually have to wait on the ship and take care of it, because you could do it in the app ahead of time.
Let's see. Yeah, you don't have to stand outside in life jackets anymore. Well, we never stood outside in life jackets. We just stood outside. Maybe you used to wear life jackets.
Years ago, they used to make you wear the life jackets too.
Really?
Yes, because they needed you to understand how to put it on, and it got really hot and sweaty on those decks. Now you just meet a guy. If you didn't actually watch the video, then they give you a full lesson on how to do the life jacket. So watch the video so you don't have to get the lesson from them.
Are we getting our own section in the dining room? Yes, indeed.
Yes, so this year they put us on deck 3. And deck 3...
What's wrong with deck 3? Deck 3 is fine.
No, deck 3 is great. Deck 3 is the biggest deck. So we don't have the whole dining room this year. We have the majority of the dining room. There's going to be some tables that are not our tables.
We'll be there to help you figure it out.
And so we're going to have little table tents on each table that has our Dice Tower Cruise logo.
We will?
Yes, we have to this year, because we have to make sure that we stick with our tables. So we're going to have little Dice Tower Cruise table tents. We had them a few years ago when we didn't have a full dining room. They're going to come back this year. You could sit at any table that has the Dice Tower Cruise table tent.
Right, so you could sit at a table for 2 if you just want to sit there and eat quietly. But I really recommend sit at one of the biggest tables you can find. And then because you have something in common with everybody. You have board games, you can talk about it, and you'll meet your best friends ever there.
Yes, in fact, most of the tables are 2 aren't ours. So you're going to be joining your fellow cruisers. You get to eat with different people each night. We get special round robin dining that no other groups get, from what I understand. Like they do this for us.
What are we looking forward to the most about the cruise this year? Well, it's kind of weird because I just was on a cruise, and the reason I just went on a cruise was because I wanted to take some time to relax. I didn't get any internet for the whole week. I got internet, but I didn't get on my email. I didn't check anything. But so that would be my one reason for relaxation and things. But now my main reason going on a cruise is to see you all. I'm not kidding. I'm going to go around. I'm going to teach games. I'm going to make sure everyone. My goal is that you all have a great time. And that my family has a great time because they're coming too. But my goal is to make sure everyone else has a great time. I don't need any rest on this cruise. Well, a little bit probably, but I want you to have a good time.
What am I looking forward to the most? I like the Royal Caribbean shows. I think take them in.
Ken says the attire is now on the app.
Oh, the attire is on the app? Okay.
Well, what is it? Where do you see that? I always forget where that is.
It's usually, let's see. I don't know where in the app it is. It's usually in Daily Planner. Let's see. It's usually around 5 o'clock at night on the Daily Planner. Tonight's attire casual. So if you look at 5 o'clock each day, tonight's attire casual. Let's see what day 5 is. Day 5 is the new sea day. Let's see what day 5 is here. It is tonight's attire Caribbean. So day 5 is Caribbean. But then again, that was supposed to be St. Thomas Day. Let's see what day 6 is. And if day 6 says formal, that means they probably haven't changed it all. Tonight's attire, dress your best. Yes, they haven't changed it yet. This is old because dress your best is not going to be on Dominican Republic Day. They're probably going to switch Caribbean.
No, he says it's 3 is formal night. I don't know where he's getting that.
Dress your best is day 6. Day 3 is also probably going to be formal night as well. But
again, it doesn't have to be. Don't worry about it.
They do 2 different nights of nice dress up. Yeah, formal is formal or 70s. So if you don't want to be formal, bring your best John Travolta outfit and you can be formal or 70s.
Alrighty. Can you buy that band ahead of time or you purchase that at check-in?
You purchase it on the ship. They will have stations where you can purchase it, or you go to the guest relations, the guest relations desk, and you can purchase it there. It's a great item to have, and it works on every cruise going forward.
Let's see. Is there a free formal dinner or you have to pay a premium? No. It's free. And you don't have to reserve a dinner time. It's really easy. You just have to show up and you'll find it because it'll be a big group of Dice Tower people. You'll find me. I'll be there every night.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Well, probably every night, but almost every night you'll see either me or Jason. No, I'm just saying in case something goes wrong, I might not be there. But one of the two of us will be there every night greeting you, and you just walk in. They will clap for you when you walk in. This is the only time in your life you will get clapped for eating.
Yes.
And then you just go sit at one of the tables. It is a painless, simple process.
And we're on deck 3 this year. So, like I said, this deck 3 is a huge deck. It holds like over 1,000 people, and we're over 800. So we're most of the dining room, but you'll see the signs. All of you are going to have assigned tables, but you could ignore those and you can go to any of our table tents. So it should be fine. And yes, they serve lobster one of the nights. As you keep hearing people talk about lobster, they serve lobster, they serve prime rib.
Be warned. I mean, it is.
It's like banquet food. It's like
quality lobster.
No,
okay.
It's banquet food. It's like a wedding. You're getting wedding quality food, which is really good food. Like
I'm
it's
telling
not
you, folks,
McDonald's.
It's worth it to go to the Windjammer at night too, because they'll have stations there. They have a pasta making station.
They do.
A noodle soup station.
And they always have the Indian food. They always have good Indian food at the buffet every year. Like, because there's a lot of Indian staff, so they make Indian food for themselves and they serve it to the guests.
That says, I know that children aren't allowed in the gaming rooms. That's
yes,
not
they are.
Yeah,
children are
that's
allowed.
not a thing.
100%.
Now, children who are with tickets, right?
Yeah.
If you're coming with us, your kids. All right. Now, I don't want kids crawling around on the floor or throwing a ball in the gaming room. They should be gaming, but we're not saying you can't. I'll tell you what. You don't have to worry about this, Matt. You just stick your kid in the kids area on the ship, and they will plead with you to never pull them out.
Yes, the kids.
I'm not kidding.
Kids area is great. They have a new blacklight show, which is really cool.
My son is very pumped about going in the kids area.
But definitely children are allowed in the gaming room. Obviously, if you're bringing your daughter in, make sure that you are hopefully playing the game with her. That way, everyone else, she's not just randomly jumping in the games and you're kind of monitoring her. But we have one little girl cruiser who's been on every one of our cruises. She was like 6 months old on the first cruise, and last year I played Unlock Escape Kids with her, and we had a really good time. So yes, kids are definitely welcome. We make this as child friendly as possible, and definitely your kids can play games with us, no issues.
Is Deck 3 dining room our area for open gaming during the day?
No, that would be Deck 4, I believe. I don't have it's.
We'll have it in the book. Don't worry about it.
We'll have it in the book, but I believe it's Deck 4 for that. I don't know if I still have the picture, but if I have
we'll worry about it.
If I have the picture, I could tell you what deck it is. But I believe it's Deck 4 is where we're doing the. Here's the picture. Yes, Deck 4 is where we're doing. Here's our
Stop showing
schedule
like
of events.
Can see that.
Main dining room, Deck 4, 7 o'clock to 4 o'clock every day, except for the first day because they're doing muster drills and stuff. Which is why we tell you on the first day, figure out the ship on the first day. So the rest.
Yeah, I really recommend don't jump in and game on the first day unless you are absolutely bored and have nothing else, because we don't have space for everyone, for one thing. But it's your day to go around and look at things, go eat, and then we will be opening and having a great time. It's gonna be fantastic as time goes by. This is all our time for questions right now. We will be. I don't know what's happening on the Dice Tower this week. Okay, here's what I can guarantee you: you're not going to peep from the Dice Tower over Christmas, or probably tomorrow either, Christmas Eve.
No, because Tom has mac and cheese and Brussels sprouts. You've heard everything about Tom's meal.
We will be working here as soon as we're done with this Q&A. Jason and I are working on getting the cruise ready. That's our goal today. We're scheduling things, making sure stuff's ready. We might do some more live stuff, probably not today, but we might do something Thursday. We might do something Friday. Yeah. We have top 10 lists going up all week, as well as the replays of our games that we played in the Winter Spectacular. So you'll be able to watch that sort of stuff, and then we'll be back next week with a full schedule. And then, of course, the week after that is the cruise.
We'll be seeing everyone Saturday the 4th at the hotel.
So thank you all for watching and hanging out with us here. And again, if you have more questions and stuff, please ask in the Facebook group. It is super helpful for you. And if we don't get to them right away, other people will answer them there.
Yes.
So I'll see you soon. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
Jason, you were supposed to actually say you're Santa and I'm Buddy the Elf. That's what we look like in this video.
I don't have that big full white beard. When my hair turns white or gray or whatever, I might grow it out longer to see if I can look like Santa, because my voice isn't there yet. Ho, ho, ho.
But I'm Buddy the Elf, the little sidekick.
Anyway, yes.
Tom and Jason.
We'll see you next time. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Should have said Merry Christmas. All right. Merry Christmas. Have a great holiday, everybody.
Yep.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.